Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, depending on wherever in this beautiful planet you may be. Today, we're kicking off day 5 of the podcast, the challenge, the actual content that I didn't have the time to deliver for you guys on Friday because Mischa went way into overtime. I'm not blaming him because his content was absolutely amazing. I didn't want to interrupt him because I was loving what he was teaching. You guys, I'm sure, also liked what he was sharing with all of us. So today I'm gonna be sharing what I was supposed to share with you guys. So are you guys ready?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we start, I'd like to ask you guys a quick favor. So what I would like to do is ask each and every single one of you 2 to 3 questions would love your feedback about the 5-day challenge. I'm gonna do one by one. Since I start from the left to right, start first with Natascha. So Natascha, uh,
Uh,
tell us first of all the overall feedback about the challenge, please.
Great. And I think my post from last week said that.
Yes.
I loved it. I wish I would have been a little bit more awake sometimes because 9 o'clock is usually my drop down. I'm good after 11 again till 3 o'clock, but that's right in the middle where I have my dip during the day. I loved it. It has given me food for thought what I'm gonna do, which means there's a new book coming, and the vlog's gonna be turned over into a blog, into a podcast.
Love that. Love
So-
that. What was the number one reason that was holding you back from launching your podcast?
Not knowing where to go and what to do and how to put it up and what I wanted to do. That was the biggest issue. Like I knew there was an inkling of, yes, I would like to, because I'm very easy. Like for me, it's easy to talk to people. Like it doesn't matter if I meet you on the street, if I know you or not, I talk to people. I'm an extrovert par excellence. And it's kind of weird when you talk to yourself.
Yes.
And I don't want to preach. I don't want to be giving a sermon or monologue. I don't like that. I like the feedback, the back and forth, and the spin off on each other. Which is really nice. I've done podcasts as a guest with my colleague. I love the dialogue. That's the best part ever, because there's so much more coming forward when you have somebody talking to you instead of just you talking.
Absolutely. What did you think of the expert guest I brought in?
Loved them, all of them. And I'm already in contact with Mary. Mary just sent me a message. I was in contact with Mischa. So yeah, and with shoot, my name. Deborah. Exactly. All 3 of them. So yeah, no, great. It's absolutely fabulous to have in such an easy way. And they are all responsive, which is even greater.
What was the one thing that really stood out? What was the highlight of these 5 days?
Probably the revelation with Mary to write the book about myself first and then go into the podcast, and having both with the same name.
And now that you have this clarity, how do you think this is gonna help you in your business moving forward?
As I wanted to be teaching worldwide anyway, I need the exposure, and I think that's the best way to get the exposure.
Awesome.
Tell
Absolutely.
people what I know and what I'm thinking. And it's not that I'm like always right or whatever. I just want to get people to think about it. Right.
Last question: would you recommend this challenge to other people in the future?
Everybody, and I posted that already.
I
I shared you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Love that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Natascha. Matthew, brother, would love your feedback.
That was fun. You have amazing energy. It's really coming from the heart. Uh, it's a it's really a heart source integrity path of generating clientele and in ways that I hadn't necessarily drawn the lines with before. Um, it was wonderful. It was fun, and I really enjoyed being a part of the group. And I look forward to being a part of more groups in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. What was the number one thing holding you back from launching your podcast?
Feeling that it wasn't radio. I grew up with my father in the radio industry. He taught marketing at National Broadcast School. I spent a lot of time in the engineering room. And I've had bits and bobs of thinking of going into radio. And so for me, one of the blocks was podcasting is not radio. And also, I would have to say, on top of that, I didn't fully understand the impact that you can have by having a heart-centered conversation with someone until really quite recently. I really was discerning at the podcasts that I would listen to, because early on when they started to become popular, I realized that there was just a lot of bad information that was being spread around, and it wasn't good. Things have changed a lot since then, and I've really enjoyed listening to podcasts in the last few months. And so you put a really nice touch and a beautiful energy on explaining the beauty behind having a conversation with someone and allowing not only your own message to come out through your heart, but allow the other person's message to really shine and find out what makes them tick and allow them to follow their passion by following your questions.
Absolutely. Thank you. What made you decide to say yes and register for this challenge?
So being a psychic, sometimes following God's path, there are certain things that you just don't understand, and you don't know why, when, where, for how many cookies. And so when it was recommended to me, I looked at my schedule and I thought to myself, there is just absolutely no way I can fit this in right now. And my light went off, and it was like, stop, go and do this. And one of the really huge key things for me that came out of it was Mary Gooden. I've been working on my book for quite a while now, and the way that she approached publishing and the way she's changing the industry was inspiring. I've had friends get really taken for a lot of money when it comes to publishing their books and otherwise. And I've seen a lot of people that didn't get their books that they were published, but it's only published in like I have one friend who's published a bunch of books, but it's like they're just all PDFs and things, kind of like the place, right? And so I think that was really a highlight for me. And so one of my mentors, Merritt, was the one who has worked with you in the past and gave high regards, as well as Nika Blue and a few other people. And so now I understand their energy towards loving you, my brother.
Thank you. Who's that?
Merritt?
Oh, Merit. Yes, yes, absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. I had one conversation with her and a partner like 2 weeks ago. Absolutely loved the energy and what she's doing. So yes, thank you for the beautiful feedback. Now, as a result of attending the challenge and the clarity, the realization, how are you going to implement this, and how do you think this is going to positively impact your business and your life?
I've actually already started kind of implementing it, in that put things in writing
Mm.
that I want to do in moving forward. And I've started publicly on social media announcing that these
Wow.
things are coming.
Beautiful.
So it's already being implemented, and I'm looking forward to being in a position where I can launch something that at first is just very simple, fun, and proactive for people to enjoy themselves and have like a mega mini mind happiness thing going on, because I just like to make people happy.
Wow, looking forward to it. I'm excited for you. Would you recommend this challenge to other people for the upcoming classes?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, my brother. I appreciate that. Thank you. Geraldine. Hello, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Awesome. What are your overall feedback about the 5-day challenge that we're just about to complete?
I think it's awesome.
Yep.
It's has as foundations heart, soul, character,
Mhm.
vision, and a commitment to personal and global transformation and how to get there, how to do one's part. I find it very inspiring what I've learned thus far, and I know there's more to learn. Who you are as a person, because so much of the difficulty that we're in right now, I think, is due to a crisis in character and narcissism.
Mhm.
So this is like walking your talk, co-creating the new earth here on the planet, and the tools,
Mhm.
the people who are actually having success doing it, sharing their knowledge, their wisdom, expertise.
Mhm.
So it's like a specific roadmap potential to make for me, to make the calling in my heart and soul come true. And that's been a missing piece for me. I have a book that is done. It's in formatting stage. And I've been working on it for 25 years. It's channeled information through a client under hypnosis
Mhm.
when I did past life hypnotherapy with him. And masters came through and gave me information how the soul works
Wow.
and how the mind and emotions affect the soul and the soul transformation. It's a very powerful book.
Mhm.
And I've had a lot of anxiety about sharing it because it's very powerful.
Mhm.
And because I'm trained in psychology, highly trained in psychology, for me to share my truth has been a journey. And it has caused a lot of anxiety for me about doing that. I still have some issues around doing it because I have done some expert witness work. I still have some expert witness work to do yet. I'm kind of like phasing out of my practice,
Mhm.
doing deep trauma work. I've been in the field for over 40 years. And I still need to be walking this line about being socially appropriate in order to assist my clients versus
Mhm.
sharing my full truth and the timing of that. because I'm out of the box.
Mhm.
Very much multidimensional, psychospiritual, holistic, compared to my original psychoanalytic training. So between my book, and I've also, like I mentioned before in the class, I had my own radio show for 14 years. And that was a transformational show, holistic conscious living, to assist the shift, personal and global transformation, consciousness. And I started it like 30 years ago.
Awesome.
And so I was very conscious right from the start. I wanted to broadcast. I was already aware of the media and how it shapes perception, interpretation, perceptual reality to keep people small and in fear and all that. And I wanted to create positive messages and empowerment and a higher consciousness frequency. So I was consciously sending that out over the airwaves. And now to go back, I'm being called back into broadcasting, in this case, podcasting, for the same reason, and to assist with the transformation. So with your course, I've been able to get much more clarity about this, as well as how my book fits into this, as well as other books. I want to focus on production. I have other books in process or to be written. So you're the people you've had, who you are, the information shared has given me the tools, the confidence. This is doable. I know the people to turn to put together my team. And I don't have to know everything. I just need to know the right people to put on my team.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just so amazed. I was actually inspired. I mean, I've had the feeling of inspiration, and to go forth in the confidence. So I've had this huge transformation in the last week. I was even talking to God about it a few nights ago. And it was just totally, totally amazing. Totally amazing. Like these gifts that you have brought, or the people you have brought, or the information you have brought, are coming together to do what I'm called to do. And I'm very grateful.
You're welcome. Pleasure's all mine.
I'm very, very grateful for that. Deep gratitude to you and all those who assisted, both in physical form and non-physical form.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Pleasure's all mine. This is the kind of feedback that really makes it, this is one of the most beautiful rewards, and seeing the people enjoying what we put, not only enjoying, but really appreciating, getting the clarity, getting the horizons expanded, the minds expanded to what is truly possible. This is why I do what I do, to really inspire, empower, and uplift others to go after their dreams. I'm the biggest cheerleader you'll find, and I've been that way ever since I was born. That's who I am. So thank you. What would you say was the number one reason holding you back from launching your podcast?
I think the number one for me has been sharing my truth, because I was, highly traditionally trained by one of the best in the country, not the world. And to make the shift, and I made the shift 35 years ago, into a holistic way of viewing holistic medicine and holistic psychology and all that. And I get clinical results that others have not been able to get, because conventional psychology deals with thought, emotion, and personality and behavior. And conventional psychiatry deals with biochemical imbalance in the brain. And I deal with the heart, the spirit, and the soul. And that's where the imbalance lies. So, and that's why I've been able to do the deep healing work and successfully with people, because I understand that process about where the imbalance lies, as well as what to do about it to bring forth the authentic self.
Absolutely.
So this to me has just been that you've provided this information and knowledge and skills and expertise, yours and others, of this missing pieces of the puzzle for me.
mhm,
I've already made the leap, and most in my profession have not.
mm,
And so for me to share my truth, that I think has been my biggest block. And that now I'm getting more confident in actually doing it. And like I say, there's some timing factors I have to deal with.
sure. So now that you have this clarity and all that, how is this gonna, moving forward, how are we gonna implement it to and how is gonna benefit both your business and your life?
Well, for me, it's a matter of putting together, like I say, the team
Mm,
and the structure for the integrating. The book is out. My first book is already done. I have a little bit more editing to do of the formatted version, but the book is complete. It's very powerful. And the podcasting, and because I have the experience in broadcasting, most of my shows were interviews, and I have a very powerful skill in interviewing.
oh, yes.
Very powerful. And so I want to do some of that. I have some other shows I want to do that are just plain, I need to have a message to get out. But there's another side that I didn't get to do much when I was doing radio, and that was being interviewed by others.
Mm, yeah.
And when that would happen, and so with what I've learned this week, that's one of the things I really wanted and needed, is being able to share my truth. I'm really good at drawing it out of others.
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
for me to have that opportunity to help, because I'm a paradigm buster, to share what I've learned personally and professionally with others, to assist, especially at this critical time,
Yes.
because we're dealing with this time on the planet of intense, very great spiritual alchemy for the new earth and the ascension and all that. So how do we move from where we are now? How do we move from the dark night of the soul into higher consciousness? What is the journey that look like?
Thank you.
Rather than going to despair and hopelessness and helplessness.
Absolutely.
And we need to shed the ego, shed the narcissism, open our hearts, things like that. So I'm just so grateful, because now I have some concrete people, concrete skills, concrete knowledge to pull it off.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
before it's like, how am I going to pull this off?
Yes, yes,
That's
yes.
where I was stuck before.
Absolutely, absolutely. And last question for you. Would you recommend the 5-day challenge to other people?
Oh, without a doubt.
Mm,
Without a doubt. And the interesting thing is, I'm very conscious and cautious
mm.
about who or what I recommend
Oh, yes.
or endorse or whatever, let alone because of my profession and let alone of
Sure.
my ethics.
Yes.
I have no reservations about what you have or what you're doing,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
or you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mm. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Love
Ger-
that.
Geraldine,
Yes.
Geraldine, may I add a comment for you?
Please.
I happened upon a podcast because my son, as he was going through a divorce, he discovered Esther Perel,
Mm,
and she does a podcast where she actually is doing a session with people or a person, a therapy session on her podcast. It's very, very interesting. I'm sure hers would be, and she does get to the heart of things.
Wow.
Does
So that,
EMDR,
huh?
Doesn't she do EMDR?
No, she's doing therapy session on her podcast.
Wow.
I know, but EMDR is a form.
No, she's not doing, no, it's talk. It's talk.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
I would be really cautious about that.
well, I'm not saying for you to do that, but what I heard you say is you would love to be interviewed because you've got a lot of wisdom. And I could see your podcast. I'm not telling you to do what Esther does at all, but I could see your podcast being something where maybe you are interviewing other people, but bring in somebody to interview you too. Maybe like a combination of the two, or have it all be different people interviewing you or something. Just a
That's
thought. Just a thought.
Mischa, it opened up a whole nother venue for me to
Yes.
approach other podcasters to be a guest,
Mm-hmm.
because I think there's different formats that I identified. One is to share what I know. Another one is to bring out the essence of somebody else's message, which I'm very good at, or the co-creative aspect, which is really awesome when we get into people of higher consciousness and intuitive, and it's a playground for the universe to work with us. And then there's this third format, which is being on other people's shows.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm much more clear on this process, especially when it comes to also getting my book out and sharing the knowledge from the book.
Yeah.
So my marketing, my integration of these two aspects of podcasting and book writing and book publishing, and that to go the self-publishing route at this point. The integration has been through your course payment. These things now fit together into a cogent whole instead of being kind of separate, and then kind of in la la land space. How am I going to pull this off land?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Thinking I have to know everything when I'm technophobic and
Yeah.
my own computer anxiety.
Thank you very much, Geraldine, for your wonderful feedback. I appreciate it. Thank you. Next, Melinda. First
You
of all,
told me to post something. You told me to post something in the
yes, please
in the
post
chat,
post
and I'm
the.
doing that. So
Thank you
just
so
give me
much.
a minute, okay?
Absolutely, no worries. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay,
All right.
it is posted.
Thank you so much. Yes, I'll check it out. Would love to have your feedback on the challenge that we're just about to finish.
So you got some questions for me?
Yes. What's your
Kaylin?
overall feedback? Yes.
I was just curious. That's why I got on. And I had heard so much good stuff from different people about you.
Can you guys
I
please,
was
sorry,
curious.
if anyone, can you guys mute yourselves if you're not talking? Thank you. Okay. Sorry about that, Melinda.
So that's why I came on. I was curious about podcasting and about YouTube channels. I've had different people have talked about having YouTube channel. I know a few people who do have them. I think it would be beneficial for me in my business to do that, but I had no idea how to go about it. So I was just curious. And you said
Wow.
podcast, and I didn't even know, you had said early on podcasting, and using the term podcasting, but also includes YouTube channels and stuff like that. And I'm like, what? I didn't even know how you would do that. And I learned from you about the power of Zoom to get the audio and also the video, and also the transcript and all that. I don't even know, when I listen to a podcast and they say see the show notes, I don't even know how to look for the show notes. So I'm just like, because I'm usually in my car when I'm listening to podcasts and I don't have time to look for anything. So there's so much I don't know. So I was curious.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. What was the one thing that really stood out for you? What was the highlight of the 5-day challenge for you?
That's a really, really hard question because, you know, I have taken so many notes. I don't usually take that many notes, but I have taken I usually take at least 3 pages of notes when I'm listening to this. I'm not taking that many notes tonight, but wow, just all the people and all their wisdom and talents and the things that they have done. It's just mind-boggling. And I so admire so many people that I've heard from, whether they be the guest speaker or somebody just speaking when you ask them questions and comments that they make. And to be honest with you, I feel like, oh my God, Geraldine is at a radio show for 14 years. I'm not in her league at all. So, but yeah, just learning from others and just
Yeah.
getting to know people.
Speaking of
It's
radio, there's another
really
gentleman from New Zealand, Graham Robinson. Is at he was in radio for 20 years. So if you want, feel free to connect with each other. I can connect you guys to him, especially Geraldine and Melinda, if you've been in radio yourselves, even you, Matthew, because you mentioned the radio to your father. So feel free to reach out to not only the attendees of this challenge, but also you guys on the main Facebook page. There's 120 people. Feel free to reach every single one of them. It's not about spamming, and we all in the same community. If you need me to, if you want me to do an introduction, don't be shy. Just ask. I'd love to. That this is one thing I love. I'm a connector. I'm a cheerleader, and I'm a connector, cheerleader, and collector of success stories, testimonials. So feel free to ask if you want me to connect to anyone. Melinda, what was the one thing or the main thing that was holding you back from launching your podcast?
I've got so many irons in the fire and so many things that I haven't done that are on my to-do list. In fact, I reached out a couple of weeks ago to actually she was an intern at our church, IT intern, and she's actually a young 21-year-old Ukrainian woman who's been in this country for a little over a year now. And she helped me with some tech stuff that I didn't know how to do a few months ago. And I had reached out to her because I need help just getting my website together. And, previously I said I was kind of in a crunch because I was having an event and I needed QR codes and I didn't want to learn how to do QR codes. So that's kind of where I am right now, is just get my list of things that Zoya can help me with. That's kind of like my priority because I feel like I need to I have a business website through my company, but I want something different from that can lead to my business website, but I want something more than that, so people can get to know who I am and not just be all business oriented. And I'm getting some ideas about that from being in on these calls and the importance of that.
Absolutely. Speaking of that, don't let the things you don't know stop you, because I still don't have a QR code myself. Instead, focus on your strength, on the things you do know. And just like I think it was Geraldine that mentioned earlier, build a team, the people around you that know how to do those things. And I think it was Henry Ford who said it. And his boardroom is probably the guy that knows the least, but he has on dial all the people he needs. Just one call away. That's all you need. So don't let the fact that you don't know how to do something stop you. Instead, focus and double down on what you do know, what you're good at. Focus on your gifts, and just surround yourself with the people that know how to do what you need to do. And honestly, guys, what I was not a techie, I'm still not a techie, but I learned what I need to learn through YouTube. YouTube is the biggest university in the world, and it's free. And when you watch something on YouTube, don't just watch passively. Watch, pause, do, resume. So a 10-minute video doesn't turn into a 1 hour video, because if you just watch in one shot, you will get overwhelmed. You have to watch it again 2-3 times. But if you watch as you go and you do, it's going to be a lot easier. How is, now that you have more clarity, you understand the tremendous power of podcasting, how are you going to implement this, and how is this going to positively impact both your business and your life, Melinda?
I'm not ready. I'm not ready to pursue that yet.
Mm.
I think probably what I would do is I would come back to another 5-day challenge after I've got some of the other things
Okay.
squared away, and store this information in me and continue to follow the Facebook group.
Mhm.
That's kind of where I am right
Awesome.
now.
Cool. Would you recommend this
But I
challenge?
do see that this could impact
Mhm.
me and my business by getting myself out there and stepping out of my comfort zone,
Absolutely.
which that's where success happens, is outside the comfort zone,
Oh,
not
totally.
in the little box.
Absolutely. Would you recommend the challenge to other people in the future?
What about if I've already recommended the challenge to somebody?
Oh,
Does that
even better.
count?
Love that. Thank you. Thank you. Who have you recommended?
Well, I
Who-
recommended to a friend who has been talking about doing a podcast for a long time, and his friends have been urging him to do it, and he has friends that are in production and all that kind of stuff. And I mentioned this to him. I invited him, and he very didn't really respond. So if I invited him again, I think he feels like he's got all the support that he needs. But I have in mind, and part of it was listening to Geraldine today. I have a friend who is a New Thought
Mhm.
retired minister, but she went back and she got her doctorate in that. She got her PhD in that, so now we call her Dr. Mary Beth, Reverend Dr. Mary Beth, and she is just such a dynamo.
Mhm.
I'm gonna see, and she's got her hands in so many things. But
Awesome.
I think this would be something really great for her. So I'm getting my head together, thinking about people
Awesome. Thank you. I
that
appreciate.
might
Thank you. I appreciate that. If
be
feel free
interested.
to connect me those people directly if you want to get on a call with me to get to know each other and really
Okay.
open their eyes to podcasting. Would love to connect with them. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Carrie, Christine, good to see you guys again. You were here on the call last night or yesterday morning. So thank you. Good morning for you ladies in Australia. And I think Sue left. Maybe she's gonna be back, but yeah, let's get straight now to the content. Okay. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. Do you guys see my screen? Okay, let's get
Yes.
going. All right. So day 5 is about the menu is path to lead on demand. So we already had the powerful talk by Mischa. Today we're going to cover us to putting everything we learned so far, putting them together. And now the last piece of the puzzle is identify where is our ideal listeners, prospects, and clients hanging out the most online. So we're going to go over that. And then we're going to be mapping out your first 10, 20, 100 episodes and beyond. Once you understand the structure, the blueprint, it's going to be the same for every single episode for the rest of your podcast. And at the end, we're going to all put it together and to see, to implement this into your specific businesses. So we already did that, Mischa. So here now, we, as I've been emphasizing over and over and over again, especially the way that I've been doing podcasting and what I've been teaching is there's no randomness in anything we do in my approach to podcasting. Everything is as a key decision that builds upon the previous one. But all of them build upon one thing and one thing only, and that is clarity. Clarity, clarity, clarity. Clarity is what is the number one pain point you're solving and for who? What is the pain point? Sorry, what is your gift? And then for who? And now that we've identified that person, the next step is identifying where is that person hanging out the most online. For me personally, so far, since I started my podcast in October of 2021, it's been exclusively Facebook, and especially Facebook groups. Facebook groups are a gold mine. I only use Facebook for business. Facebook groups are absolutely gold mine, especially when used the right way. And again, what I mean by the right way is again, I might sound boring, but there's no way around it. It's all about clarity. Once you have that clarity, then you know who, what, and where. It's a very straightforward path after that. So Facebook, and now I'm getting slowly into LinkedIn. LinkedIn is also extremely powerful, especially if you're selling anything, high ticket over $1,000 or more. If you have any specific skill, for example, for you, Geraldine, LinkedIn would be an absolute no-brainer for you. I'm sure if you're not already on LinkedIn, LinkedIn is a great place to start, and even Facebook. I'm not on social media myself. I don't use Facebook for, like most people do, like taking pictures of what they eat, 25 selfies a day. No, I don't do that. I use it for what they are really good for, and that is for connecting, networking, and getting to meet people, getting to meet the right people. So again, don't sleep on social media, especially Facebook and LinkedIn. Again, depending on what your zone of genius is. For some people, it might be even Instagram. So again, it's all based on clarity. Have extreme clarity, laser focused clarity as to what is your zone of genius, what is the pain point you're solving, and for who. And once you have those figured out, it is going to be very obvious for you where is your avatar hanging out the most, and then simply putting yourself in front of them, not by pitching them, but as I've been sharing with you guys, by inviting them. Hey, my name is Payman. I love what you're doing. Geraldine, Christine, Natascha, Melinda, Matthew, Sue. I would love for you guys to come share, your story on my podcast. This is my so-called script. And so far, I only had 2 people say no. One was a woman. She was about to give birth. So we just rescheduled for a few weeks later. And another was a gentleman moving for work from the US to Germany. And again, we rescheduled it. Remember that powerful principle I shared with you guys? I'm going to share it again. Never put yourself in a position to ask, beg, or chase. Instead, invite. That applies to everything, not just business. Try it with your family, your kids, your partner, your friends, your neighbor, anything. Just try it. You will see. Do 2 things. First, try to ask, can you please do me a favor, do me this? Versus, hey, that's what I'm doing. I would love for you to, if it's a whatever, to show me how to do it or whatever it is. Just invite, and you will see a drastic difference as far as how they react and the outcome. So, and again, once you have clarity as to what is you doing for who, and your offer is on point, that's going to be the next step as well. You need to have your offer on point. Speaking of your offer, have you guys crafted your irresistible offer over the weekend? Okay. Awesome. Let's take 30 seconds if you were to just write it, share it with us on the chat. Or if you want to say it, 30 seconds, just say it.
This is where I wasn't clear. Is the irresistible offer about my product and services, or is it about inviting people to the podcast?
Great question. These are 2 things. Your irresistible offer is about your offer. What are you solving, for who, doing what, how long is it going to take? Remember what I shared with you guys on the 4 elements of a successful irresistible offer? I recommend you guys to watch it again, or at least go to the slides. I made a post yesterday or the day before where I shared all of the content, all of the videos and replays and the slides from every single day. So save that as a resource for yourselves. The 4 elements. Again, what is it you're doing? For who? Doing what? And last but definitely not least, how long? Remember this formula: quantifiable, measurable, and result. Quantifiable, measurable, and result. Yes, Matthew?
Let me just blurb out here's what I have so far.
Sure.
Do you want, and this is specifically towards professional skiers, ski instructors,
Sure.
or snowboarders. Do you want to keep having to fail the test that gets you recognition? This problem is keeping you from your professional status. If you don't take action, the same block will happen again. After being told I would never be able to run or be an athlete, I became recognized certified professional snowboard instructor, coach, and educator. I remove one repeating negative pattern in under 30 days or less, in 30 days or less.
Beautiful. Love that. What I would recommend, Matthew, is try to make it shorter, just 1 or 2 sentences. Just like
Okay.
your elevator pitch, 5 seconds. You're stuck in an elevator with someone. Hey, what do you do? 5 seconds.
As little as possible for as much money as possible.
You
So
got
Payman,
it.
you got it.
Sorry, say it again.
I said, as little as possible for as much money as possible. Payman, you got any great ideas for me? Let's team up.
Absolutely. Hey, let's book a call and let's brainstorm together one-on-one. Let's have fun.
That was my,
Let's bounce ideas.
when people ask for the majority of my life what I did, that was my response. And it was amazing the beautiful ideas that people had. And then I was able to go into more specifics about what I did and how I helped people.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Let's see.
Everyone.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh,
Thank you.
Very welcome. Very welcome. Even well people, okay. Even well people eventually become unwell. I empower you to reduce your risk of disease and disease to be the master of your wellness journey in 30 days or less. Beautiful, beautiful. Natascha, I help emergency professionals to cope with burnout and stress for a happier life. That's a great one, Natascha. I would just add the time frame. Within how long?
It's underneath. I realized.
Oh,
that I
okay.
hadn't-
Sorry. I didn't get. Okay. Oh, sorry. My bad. Within 8 weeks. Okay, cool. Carrie, we're going to go over my target on our call later. Oh, beautiful. Okay, we'll do that, Carrie. Awesome. If you have something you want to share here, blur it out.
It's just really the same as before, but you were wanting to me to break down what
Yes.
kind of trauma, and that's where I'm not sure
Okay.
where to go yet, because there's a plethora of trauma. So yeah, I'm not sure. I could just say abuse, but
Okay.
what does that
What about
mean?
past trauma?
Well,
Start
that's what
with
I've been saying, but Payman was saying to break it down even more.
Yes.
Yeah,
Be as specific as
start with
Because I was
one.
talking about childhood trauma, which is
Okay.
past trauma.
I guess it depends on your audience, doesn't it?
Yes.
You can tweak it for your audience and just have several pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Start with one and pay very close attention to the feedback you're getting from the market, from your audience, especially from the people who are actually paying you, because ultimately that's the only feedback that really matters. All right, let's move on. We'll do more brainstorming together when we talk one-on-one, Carrie. And also speaking of that, if you haven't done so, book a time with me one-on-one this week to really brainstorm and see how we can implement all of that together for your specific business. All right, now your foundational 10, 15 episodes, the proposed action plan that I highly recommend is to have at least 10, 20 episodes initially recorded before launching a podcast, because That's going to do two things. One is going to be your on-the-job training, so to speak. You will learn the process, how to identify people, how to invite them, how to schedule them, how to record, set things up, edit, promote, and all that good stuff. The second thing is going to do is going to build your portfolio, because once you do go out and reach out to people you don't know, that's human nature. The first thing they will do is they want to check you out. See, let me see this person's podcast. If you see you have less than, say, 5 or 10 episodes, not interested, because it doesn't convey the right message. It shows that you're not serious, or you're not. People don't want to waste their time with something that they don't see any. If you see you've done less than 5 episodes, they may not be that interested. But if you have done 10, 20 and beyond, then yes, because it shows consistency. It shows that you're committed. It shows that you're reliable, and so on and so forth. That's very important. And also because having a foundation of 10, 20 episodes before going live is going to give some food for people that are looking for exploring new podcasts. They want to binge listen, especially once they like your content, or they like your personality, sense of humor. We've all done it. When we found a new podcast, we binge watch or binge listen to a few right away. But if you have less than only 5, they will be kind of disappointed. So that's why give them as many as you can from the get-go. And first of all, just start reaching out to people you already know, people that your current or past clients. They would be the best people to invite on your podcast initially, because you already have a rapport with them. It's going to be a lot less intimidating, and you will kill 2 birds, so to speak, with one stone. Not only going to build that foundation, but also you're going to get beautiful testimonials in the process if you ask them a few key questions. Yes, Matthew.
So do we basically record and then pretty much on the same day publish everything for 15 to 20 episodes?
Once you've done at least 10 episodes, when you upload your audio file, say to your host online for your audio on the dashboard, and of course you will be doing the promotion for that. Then you can tell the world, hey guys, I'm going live. My podcast is launching, say on June 1st, for example. You build up some momentum. You go on other podcasts. You do joint ventures. Whatever you do, that's way beyond the scope of this program. This is what I cover in much details inside my academy, how to promote and build up your podcast before launch. But yes, do that. And I was about to say something else that's important. Oh yeah, interview each other. That's the lowest hanging fruits. You already know each other. You already have this connection, this trust. Seriously, just within the people from this challenge, and even the people in the Facebook group, you have 120 people. Just make a post. Say, hey guys, I'm looking for people to interview for my podcast. Let's anyone wants to be on a podcast, comment me a podcast, or yes, something like that. And you will get so many people. If you spend 1 week and you do 10 episodes, you can really get that done, your foundational episode, within a week, depending, of course, on your schedule. If it's not a week, maybe within 2 weeks. That's okay. I've had people take a month. That's okay. You do it at your own pace. But first, before you go live, have that foundational, at the bare minimum 10, ideally 15, 20, before you go live, before you actually start reaching out and connecting, inviting people you don't know, and people who would be basically your prospect. We are interviewing our prospect. That's what we're doing essentially. We're not interviewing random people.
Payman,
Yeah.
a question about like, let's say I've got 10, 20 pre-recorded podcasts.
Mhm.
One of the ideas of interviewing people is that, we can put it out there, market it for them as well. So how do
Okay.
you do that when you've got a backlog of so many?
You just send the link. You send the link and the reels, the social media assets, which again is beyond the scope of this program. Otherwise, it would be a 1 month program. But I go deep into that inside my academy. You send all of those to each person. Let's say you're interviewing Matthew or Christine.
Okay.
To each of them, you
Yeah.
send the link to their episode plus all the highlights, reels, the quotes that you've created for each episode. You send it to them so they can also promote the episode because it's in the best interest, because it's about them. It's about making them look good. You know what I mean? So
Okay, so we're holding them for when we launch it, but they can have all of theirs straight away.
you can send it to them, but I would tell them, again, dependent on you. Some people don't mind it, but I would prefer, let's say, if I were to launch my podcast on June 1st and I interviewed you and I sent you the link to our episode and I would ask you, please do not launch it before June 1st.
Okay,
So
great.
there's congruence,
Thanks.
you know, very welcome.
Yes.
Okay, let's move forward.
Amen.
So clear about the, yes, Geraldine?
I have two questions. One of them, first of all, I've been working directly with clients for like, over 40 years, over 5,000. So I'm fading out. I'm going into retirement. So I'm not interested in getting clients.
Okay.
So mine is more like, marketing the podcasting as well as the books. The other thing is I have many shows that are just plain radio shows that are off the charts. So would that be a matter then of putting it up on YouTube in an audio format? Just as to give an example, number one, of not only the work, but how profound they are, even for today's world and what we're dealing with, to get the information out and to do that at launch time prior to start and saying I'm launching podcasting, by such and such a time. Any thoughts, recommendations?
Yeah, you would build up the momentum however way you want to do that, whether by sharing it with your audience, if you have an audience, or you can go on other podcasts. You can do, you can come, for example, one thing I do and I invite my students to do is they can go do a live, for example, on each other's communities, to help spread the word and to build up momentum and to help to get as many listeners and people to find to subscribe to your show the moment that your podcast is launched. So yes,
But also a way to potentially do pre-orders for my book.
pre-order for your book, yes, you can do that. You can mention that. For that, I would recommend also going to Facebook groups or communities on LinkedIn and speak with people who have audiences, would be your ideal audiences. Yeah, ideal prospects, sorry. Let's say, for example, you can talk, you can definitely come, and when your book is ready, you can come and I will be happy to do a live with you to help you promote what you're doing. Talk to each other, for example, Matthew's community, Carrie, Christine, Natascha, Melinda, all of us just reach out to each other and see if the topic of your book resonates with the audience of that person, then I would be happy to bring you on because it's providing value, it's providing more, more value for and more content for their audience. And in the process, you can take pre-orders as well, of course. And yeah, and for someone like you, getting in touch with Mischa and seeing how we can help you get into 50 podcasts in the next 100 days in this program, that would be something to consider. He's going to map out the process for you and identify which would be the ideal podcast for you to go on as a guest. And another thing that not many people are doing, and I mentioned it briefly, and I go way deeper into my academy on that, is leverage the power of press releases. Press releases can be absolutely game changers. All you need is just one. Don't go right away for the big national, international ones. Go for the local newspaper, radio, TV, or online news outlet, whatever, in your local area, because those local outlets are always, they're thirsty for quality content about local people to showcase. So wherever you are, spend an hour or two, go on Google, search for journalists in your area, and then see how you can do it. It's pretty easy. You can either do it yourself for free, go on Google, see how you can craft a press release. If not, there's also plenty of options for people that can help you do that, but they're paid, they're not free. So again, press releases can be absolutely incredibly powerful. Not many people are doing that. Spend an hour or two looking up all of the as many journalists in your area, whether it's for TV, newspaper, magazines, radio stations, and then send them your press release. All you need, in this case, it's one of the rare exceptions where it's a numbers game. Just send as many, all you need is just one to say yes, and then you snowball that to approach another one, a bigger one, and a bigger one. And if you do that regularly, constantly, within 6 to 12 months, you can be on the big ones, the big TV station, radio stations, and all that. Newspapers, magazines. Yes, press releases can be absolutely tremendously powerful. Have any of you guys used press releases before?
Yeah.
Hey, there you go. So it's not complicated. Again, YouTube and Google are your best friends. At least to start with, to learn the process. Once you understand and you want an actual professional to help you, then you're much more better equipped to find the right person, because you understand the process. You're not going to be taken for a ride, as opposed to looking for someone blindly and you expose yourself to be taken advantage of. All right. Does that answer your question, Geraldine? Awesome. Now, mapping out your first, let me, before that, catch up with, okay. Thank you, Sue, for joining us. Once again, apologies. I mixed up the time this morning. So let's see. Natascha, shifting from post-traumatic stress to post-traumatic growth in 30 days. I love that. That's much better. Love that. Okay. Sue, athletes and sporting teams to overcome setbacks and achieve peak performance in just 90 days using cutting-edge holistic wellness techniques. Love that. Love that. I would just, if I can give it advice on that, I would make it even more specific. What cutting-edge holistic wellness techniques? Be specific. What overcome what setback? Achieve peak performance. These are buzzwords. Use words that really speak to the heart of the person. Let's say say, for example, you work with, Sue, do you work with equestrians? What do you call it? Horse riders?
They're my sub niche, but I deal with all athletes and sporting teams. But yeah, I specialize in equestrian.
Okay. So in that case, if you want to target specifically equestrians, focus, because you've been an equestrian yourself, you understand, you speak the language. What is the main pain point that they are facing, and focus on that.
Yeah.
The more
Fear
specific,
and anxiety is the big one.
That's it. That's it. You mentioned another one, that when you work with women after a certain age, they feel that they can do the same thing they used to do when they were a teenager, but the body doesn't respond anymore.
That's right.
Or focus on that. Build your messaging on that. So that, again, you want your message to be so specific, so magnetic that it speaks directly to the soul, to the heart, not just to the logic.
Yep. Can I have more than one statement then? Because I'm targeting the athletes now with my new modality.
Absolutely. You can have as many as you want. It's like a buffet. All you can eat.
Yeah, good.
It's your business. It's your podcast. It's your show.
Yep. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Very welcome. On an Australian TV show, Health, Wellbeing, and Lifestyle. Love that. You can approach them to be a guest if you can get to the studio in Victoria. So anyone in Australia, get in touch with Sue. Seriously, get in a call with each other. First, starting with the people from this container, and then with the people, all the other people inside the challenge. You have 120 people to choose from. All right. Okay, let's move on. So now mapping out your episodes. Again, once you build your foundational 10, 20 episodes, after that, again, it's all about clarity. You just identify what's your ideal client, ideal prospects, what is the pain point you're solving for them, and the next step is identify where they hang out. For me, it's been, I would say 90% on Facebook groups, now slowly getting into LinkedIn. For most of you, it's probably going to be also on either of those Facebook groups or LinkedIn. I don't know if there's any specific forums or communities that where athletes congregate online, Sue and Matthew. If there is, put yourself in front of them in that location. Same thing for you, Geraldine. If there is any community, any forum, any online, whatever where your audience hangs out, then simply put yourself in front of them in that location online. And that applies to all of you. And then simply inviting them. Remember that powerful principle, never put yourself in a position to ask, beg, or chase. Instead, invite. Let's move on. Okay, there you go. This is the principle. You will get all the slides after. So I've already posted the videos and slides. So implement just that. So let's recap. So far, we've in this 5-day challenge, day 1, I shared my story and how podcasting completely transformed my life. Day 2, I went over the benefits of podcasting, both for you personally and your business. Day 3, we brainstormed on identifying your zone of genius, your true gifts, your avatar. And also I showed you how to launch your podcast in 3 easy steps. Day 4, crafting your irresistible offer. Again, we took the clarity that we reached on day 3, and we just used that to build to craft your irresistible offer. And then day 5, which is today, with the clarity we have about what is it we're doing for who. We've built our offer, and now we're just putting it together and identify where is that person, that avatar hanging out, and simply inviting them. The process is very simple, as you can see, but yet it's incredibly powerful. Again, the number one reason most coaches struggle to get any leads from clients is because they don't have this clarity. There's no magic trick, there's no funnel, there's no magic keyword, there's no chatbot or chat GPT or whatever that's going to catapult you to the top of the algorithm on YouTube or on podcast. Unless you're Mr. Beast and you have $1 billion budget, that's a different story, but other than that, I don't play that game. I don't play the numbers game. I play the connection game. I use my podcast to build connection, trust, and rapport. If you do it that way, especially for high ticket, this is the way to go. Of all of these 5 days, which one was for you the most powerful? Which one?
It all seems to be a blur at the moment for me with all the information. I think I've just got a lot from each one. One of the biggest things was you pointing out that it would be beneficial to break down the trauma, not just childhood trauma, but what specifically, that's so much. So that's really got me thinking a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to hear that. Let's move on. And again, I just mentioned that the number one reason most coaches, entrepreneurs struggle to get any leads, let alone clients, with any consistency is because they lack clarity. Remember what I shared with you on day 4? your client, your customer has to care first about the problem before they can care about the solution you offer and you. So once you caught their attention with your Godfather offer, your job, your number one job, of course, and once you build a report, your number one job is to educate them, to make them realize what is the problem, why is the problem is here, and paint a very vivid picture of how the problem is going to really affect them if they don't take any action. And then the next step is you offer the solution. Your solution is your program. So that's very important. So again, make sure you go back to I think it was day 4 when I went in depth into this principle. And yeah, I've shared the post yesterday where I put all the content, all the videos, all the slides from each day except day 5, which I will add at the end of this call today. All right, now, how about you? Are you struggling? Let's see. Who here is struggling to get any leads or any clients at all? Who here has a reliable system to get them leads on demand and client on demand? Anyone has a system like that already? I like that, Carrie. Okay. So again, who here are you struggling with your messaging and offer not resonating with anyone, let alone your audience, because it's too vague? Carrie, okay. And again, what happens, as I mentioned the other day, when you have no clarity, your message becomes vague, it doesn't resonate with anyone, let alone your ideal audience. And when that happens, you're not getting any leads, no clients, no revenue, and then you have no business, and you're facing the real threat of shutting down your business and looking for a job. Who here wants to go back and looking for a job? Raise your hands.
Not.
No one, exactly. So again, already went to some of this. Who here is wondering where is your next lead or your next client coming from? Yes, 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 yes. Are you tired of not being seen and getting any visibility in a crowded red ocean market? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Are you tired of charging so low that you're always struggling to make ends meet? Oh, here's one of my favorite. Tired of attracting prospect with saying anything over $100 is too expensive and asking you for a payment plan on a $500 offer. Who's been there? I learned that the hard way, because for the first 6 months, as soon as I figured out how to leverage podcasting to get clients, I was attracting the wrong people. They were asking me for a payment plan on a $500 tiny offer. And that's not a way to do business, because it's so much stressful, so much work, that I said, is this really worth it? Maybe I should go back and get a job. It's less stress. Seriously. And again, it all comes down to this: having a reliable system where you can get your exact ideal avatar leads on demand. As I've been sharing with you guys, showing with you guys how podcasting, when done the right way, can be an absolute game changer. Do you guys now see how powerful podcasting is when done the right way? Put 1 hell yes in the chat if you see it, and put 2 if you see. Oh, if you say, oh, yes, 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 yes. Yesterday we had Sean Michael. He had an amazing say. He was, oh, hell fucking yeah. Sorry for my language, but this is what he said. So put a 1 if, okay, let me check back with 1 Matthew. Absolutely. Natascha, William, sorry, Sue, Carrie. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Now let's further here. Who here already has an offer of $1,000? Raise your hand. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Beautiful. So you already have a big chunk of what you need to really leverage podcasting to skyrocket your business. Speaking of that, I wasn't looking at the screen. Are you looking to skyrocket your visibility, to build your authority and be seen as the authority, expert, and leader in your field and industry and niche? Yes, yes, yes. And want to connect with your heart-to-heart ideal audience and attract them organically, want to get leads on demand to your podcast, YouTube channel, so you can make the money you deserve, you need to, you make, so you can amplify your impact, share your gifts, and find your voice in the process. We're all here for that. We all want to give back, to share our gifts with others. Who here is now in a position to really want to bring their gifts to the world, impact as many people as possible, make as much money as possible, so they can also inspire others and change the world in the process? Raise your hand if you're in that position. All of us. Yes, yes, yes. Cool. Good, good. I'm going to share another powerful reason, couple of reasons why having crystal clear, laser focused clarity is a must for your business. Because again, clarity in your messaging equals magnetic offers. Magnetic offer equals money. Couple of also very powerful reasons is that when you have clarity in your own messaging and exactly what you're doing, what your zone of genius is, who you can really help at the highest level, you will attract a much higher caliber of people. When your message is extremely clear, you will attract other people who are also very clear on what they want. And when you attract someone who's very clear on what they want, guess what? They are not only willing, but also able to pay accordingly, because they understand the value of time, of money. They're much infinitely better to work with as opposed to someone who has no clue what they want. They don't know what is their gift. And again, if you have clarity about what exactly that you want, then your chances, your likelihood of succeeding are much, much higher, because you have a roadmap. It's like going on, you want to go somewhere, but you have no idea where to go. You're not going to end up there. But if you know exactly what you want, you have a map, it's just a matter of going. Same thing here. When you have clarity in your messaging and what you want, not just the messaging, what is your gift, who you can really help at the highest level, then you will attract that exact specific person, and that exact specific person knows exactly what they want, and that person is exactly where you can help at the highest level, and that's where the magic happens. This person will be much more likely to be successful, to be in a position and able to pay you accordingly. And also the people who listen to podcasts, they understand the value of self-investment. They make more money, as I showed you guys on Thursday, day 4, and have a disposable income to invest in themselves. Again, you attract a different caliber, higher caliber of people when you have laser focused clarity on your messaging, on your gifts and all that. And some of your very best clients will be your podcast listeners. For me, 100% of my clients have come from my podcast. 100%. How's that for a fact? 100%. Because again, we have that connection. Remember what I shared in day 2? Your podcast allows you to, lets you drastically shorten the sales cycle of whatever you're doing. Because again, your podcast is building that bridge, building that connection, that trust with your audience. Does that make sense? So again, clarity again. This is the biggest takeaway from this 5-day, guys. The more clarity you have, the more money you will make. That's the bottom line. Seriously. The more successful your podcast, your business, your offer will be. So again, some of the how podcasting how having your own profitable podcast is a game changer for you, your business, and your life. Again, it skyrockets your visibility, builds and boosts your authority, allows you to have a reliable system to get leads on demand, and not just random leads, but your exact ideal clients and avatar. You will be getting exact ideal prospects, audience, tribe, and clients in the process. You'll be able to make the kind of money that you know you deserve. You make no more struggling with people who can't pay, people who are I have no idea what they want, are going to be a pain in the butt. And of course, you will be able to grow your business, but most importantly, find your voice, find your purpose, find your own gifts in the process, or rather, further laser focus and hone in and polish your own gift, so you can amplify your impact, elevate yourself, and position yourself to be seen not only as the authority, expert, and leader, but their authority, their leader, their expert for your audience and all that. So that's very powerful. Do you guys now see and understand the tremendous power of podcasting when done the right way? Seriously, guys, podcasting is a game changer, a life changer. It literally saved my life in many ways, not just transformed, but saved it in many ways. So again, podcasting, as you can see, is the next logical step in the answer to in your journey to getting the laser focus clarity. You need to bring your gifts. Ultimately, it's about bringing your gifts into the world. The more you bring your gifts with clarity, the more you'll be able to impact others. And the byproduct of that is you're going to be able to make more money. Again, when you help other people win, you will win, resulting in you making more money. The math is very simple. If you do one podcast episode a week, where you invite your exact ideal prospect, and as long as your offer is on point, based on your built around your zone of genius, the way I've been teaching you, you will get one paying client a month. That's a given. That's a stat. Now, if you go all in and you do one podcast episode a day, Monday to Friday, and you invite your exact ideal prospects, and as long as your offer is on point, then you will get one client a week, sorry. Do you guys see how powerful that is? Let's do a quick fun game here. Share your offer either in the chat or blur it out. What is your offer and how much is it? Let me catch up with the chat. Thank you, Christine. Okay. 500 package of 1,500. Okay. How about you, Sue, Carrie, Natascha, Geraldine? Share your offer.
I'm not sure. That's where I'm still struggling.
Okay, then book a call with me for this week.
I will do.
I
will do. I'm listing what I have to offer while we're talking. And then figure out how to put that in 30 days.
Okay.
And then what to charge for it.
Okay. All right. Awesome. What about you, Carrie? What's your offer? What is
Well,
it?
at the moment, the 10-week course, I've been putting it through a webinar, and usually with the webinar, it's a discounted price. And it was going to, it's reduced from well over $3,000 to $500.
What?
Yeah. So
We need to talk.
How long's our call today?
No, we're finishing soon. I have another call in a few minutes, but yeah. So definitely book a time. We'll talk.
Yeah, I'm chatting at 12 o'clock your time today.
Okay.
And I've also got I do 1-to-1 6 weeks, and then 6 consecutive weeks, and then 12 weeks every fortnight. So and that's that varies, but that's around 2,000.
Okay, perfect. That's more likely. Okay. So let's say your average offer. Okay, Melinda, start your business and fuel your health for $250 to start. Faster start, $500-$750. Okay, that's a good start. Book a time with me, Melinda.
Sorry.
Yes.
Can I say about my hypno sessions are $497 for a single session.
Okay.
Or $997 for 3, because the subsequent ones are shorter. But I also have a specific offer for equestrians called Steady Stride Program, which is $3,997, and that's a 12-week program, taking these women who are very unfit and uncoordinated and getting them back their fitness and flexibility and all that sort of thing. but
Mhm.
I'm also wanting to, or I have a course which I'm developing with my new modality, which I'll be targeting athletes
Okay.
in general for the
Okay.
neurobiogetics. And I'm thinking that would be a similar price, 3,997.
Okay, love that. Book a time with me if you haven't done so. We can further.
Yeah, I have.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect. All of you guys, book a time with me. Melinda, let's talk, and we'll brainstorm to see how we can bump your prices. At least to over $1,000 at the very bare minimum. Because again, remember what I said, guys, don't sell your time, don't sell, because there's always a ceiling, don't sell your knowledge, because this information nowadays can be obtained pretty much for free online. Instead, offer transformation. The bigger the transformation you offer, the more you can charge. People don't want information, they want transformation, and they want speed. If you can compact, let's say helping them get fit in a year, that's nice. But if you can compress that to say 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days at most, people will be willing to pay much more. So let's brainstorm on that. Come to book a call. Matthew, have you booked a call with me yet?
No, sir, I have not. We'll get on that.
Good. Let's do that. What are you waiting for? Let's do that. Yes, yes, yes. To really want to understand better your business and really build an offer for you. What's your current top offer right now, Matthew?
Right now I've been charging $1,500 for basically 10 sessions is what my regular thing is. And my cohorts are charging at least $400 a session.
Okay.
And booked up for where I went to school. So
Okay.
yeah, and also I really was just growing organically and mentoring with an amazing mind for the last couple of years also, Geraldine. And so at the moment I'm just coming into my own and launching after spending a little over a decade fighting for my life. And so I wasn't even able to look at a computer screen for close to a decade because I get a migraine. So everything, it's all new to me again. And I look forward to booking a call with you and getting really specific about
Absolutely.
what my next step in order to be at that $1,000 a session zone where
I would say
No, I can't.
$1,000 would be the bare minimum. Should be, because again, you're a professional, you've been helping your clients for years. Now it's time to really hone in it all starts with really honing in your messaging of crystal clear clarity as to what is your zone of genius, what is the person you can help at the highest level. Don't try to solve all of the issues. Focus on the number one pain point and pain point number 2, 3, and 4. Guess what? Those can be beautiful upsells. Don't try to dump all of them at once to them. They're going to be overwhelmed. That's something maybe only God and Tony Robbins can do, but we're not none of that ourselves, So instead, focus on one specific, the biggest pain point. You build yes.
Tony Robbins currently, well, this was a couple of years ago when a friend of mine who he mentored with, mentioned to me, it was, I believe that it was $1 million and 10% of your increased gross revenue from your business. That only got you 1 hour a month with him. And so that's what his current coaching zone is. And that person was basically trying to tell me that, listen, with what you're doing, you're at his level. And I just, I'm belief is coming up to that.
Yes.
So it's right in there. And I know that I'm, with the techniques I use, in the top 1% of all of the coaches and therapists on the planet, because it's so new and breakthrough. So thank you for all the support and wisdom and your encouragement. And I look forward to booking the call and really honing in
You're
on
welcome.
what to do in the next, basically, I set a goal for myself of September 18th for a number of things. And the second week in July, is going to be the beginning of launching some stuff that I've been
Good.
working on for the years. So this all accumulated, and I just it's such a blessing to have you
Thank you.
present yourself the opportune time when I absolutely needed it. And I called Geraldine right away after the first second class. I was like, you gotta get on this, like you don't even know.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You said September 18. Is that your birthday?
No, it's randomly it is the last day of a money-making course. That I'm taking, that I've taken before, and every time I've taken the course, I've had huge breakthroughs most of the time, because money is an energetic relationship.
Absolutely.
And so for my breakthroughs while taking this money course have been on different planes where you couldn't put it in your wallet. I mean, at one point in time, it was like I definitely have had to present itself. So that's why September 18th, I'd already set that goal before we started this class. And so, and I'm looking at it every morning, and I'm doing all my stuff.
Good.
I'm coaching myself, and I also have a couple of amazing coaches as well.
Beautiful.
So,
you know, one thing you said that is very powerful, that really spoke directly to my heart, to my soul, when you said your friend went and took mentorship from, signed up for Tony Robbins' $1 Million, and he told you, you're not far from it. You're doing pretty much the same thing. Do you guys want to know the #1 way to, at the very least, double, if not triple, if not 10x your current pricing?
So actually,
yes,
so I'm friends with one of Tony Robbins' coaches.
There you go. Beautiful. Okay.
So that's where the connection was.
Yeah. Beautiful. When you get your podcast, invite that person on your podcast. That's how you get your foot in the door. And who knows, if it promotes you, I'll let you imagine what can happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, so, prayer for them. They're in the hospital at the moment. And so let's just say love and light towards.
Absolutely.
And
Fastest healing vibes. Yes. Guys,
they'll be soon.
I'm going to backtrack a little before I proceed, because I really want to share this with you. Who wants here to be able to, at the very minimum, double, if not triple, but if you do it right, even 5x or 10x your pricing in the next 30 to 60 days? I will share a real life story. My own coach is a former pastor in Toronto, Canada. He's a master superstar sales closer, $1 million closer. He did $1 million in 90 days, and he does over, I don't know, high 6 figures a month. He started only 3.5 years ago as a coach. He used to be a pastor struggling to make $1,000 a month. Then he found out that, hey, all this conversation of faith he had to convince someone to join his church, those were the greatest training for him to become a master salesperson without being sales and sleazy. So what he did when he launched his first program to teach people how to sell, become better, to sell without being sleazy and salesy, he was only charging $500. But he did one thing that was absolutely genius that changed his life completely. At the end of that call, that class, he spent the next 30 days focusing on one thing and one thing only: getting as many video testimonials as possible. In a matter of 30 days, he got 43 glowing video testimonials. 43, not long, 2 to 3 minutes each. And then the very next month, he was able to bump his price from $500 to $10,000. Because what's going to sell your program, whatever you're doing, is the results you're getting for other people. I paid the guy $10,000 myself last year to be part of his program. He looked at my website. My website for my academy is a mile long of all of the reasons under the sun why you need a podcast. He just took one glance at that. That's beautiful, but nobody's going to read that. And instead he told me, look at my website. His website is just a header, a video, introducing himself, and then his site is filled with one thing and one thing only: video testimonials. And at the bottom, just one question: are you ready to be next? If yes, book a call. Now the guy, I paid him $10,000 last year and around the same time last year. Now the same program is $25,000. He has a one-on-one VIP program for 3 months, 1 call a week, $64,000, and he has a waiting list. He helps businesses go from basically double, triple them. Again, when people ask me, what do I do? Oh, what do you do? I don't tell them I'm a podcaster, I'm an author, publisher, or I have an academy. I don't tell none of that. I said, I'm a collector. Oh, what do you collect? I collect success stories, testimonials, case studies. Here's a tip for you guys. From today, do not leave a call when you get on calls yourself with someone. As long as you help and provide value to the person, don't be shy. Just ask them. Hey, Sue. Hey, Carrie. Hey, Natascha. Hey, Matthew. Would you mind doing me a favor? What? Would you mind we just shoot a quick 2 to 3 minute testimonial of just get your feedback, how this call was helpful? And 99% of people will say yes. Become obsessed with collecting testimonials. Seriously, guys, that's my greatest tip I can give you for you. Whether you do the podcasting with me or not, you implement just that, that's going to allow you within 30 to 60 days to minimum double your prices, minimum. If you get on, let's say, today I have 6 calls, 7 calls. Most of you, I'm pretty sure all of you get in at least 1, 2, or 3 calls a day, right? How many calls a day do you get on for your businesses? So even if you were, sorry, Matthew?
Probably 5 to 10 recently, if not more.
There you go. What if you were to ask each and every single one of them a quick testimonial, 90-second, 120-second, not 10 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, just like I did with you guys.
Those aren't all clients. I'm launching a couple of other things as well right now.
Whatever it is, as long as you provide value, out clarity, out someone in whatever form on a call, business call, that is, not personal, that's a different story. Just ask them, hey, would you mind doing a quick testimonial? 2, 3 minutes. Become obsessed with collecting those testimonials, because ultimately that's what's going to allow you to really reach more people, sell more. People don't care about me or you. They care about what you can do for them, and they want to see real results of other people that you've helped with. And what's the best way to do so? Testimonials, video, not just written, video. Again, guys, become obsessed. Make this your obsession for the next 60 days. Get at least 1 testimonial a day. 1. That's not hard. That's not asking too much. 1 testimonial a day from the people you get on calls with. Again, as long as you help them and you provide them value, you have to be ethical. Just ask them, hey, would you mind doing me a quick favor? What? Can we just do a quick 90 to 120-second testimonial? Oh, absolutely. That's testimonial about how this call was helpful, how it helped you get clarity, whatever you're helping them with. Make it your obsession. Get 1 testimonial a day. Within 30 days, that alone is going to allow you to double your price at the bare minimum. Does that make sense, guys? All right. Now, okay, beautiful. Now that you understand the tremendous power of podcasting, you have an offer. I showed you how to this is extra. This is beyond the scope of this program. I just shared it with you guys about how becoming a collector of testimonials can drastically transform your business. Now, again, the math don't lie, as I mentioned. Let's say your offer is $2,000. You get one. Maybe I know here I realize the math doesn't make sense, is wrong, but if you do 1 podcast episode a week with your exactly your audience and your offer is on point, so 2,000 a week, that's 24,000 a year. So my math is incorrect. So even 24,000 a year organically without any effort. If you do 1 podcast, episode a day, Monday to Friday, 5 days a week, one client a week at $2,000. That's over 6 figures. Organically. The math don't lie, guys. This is how podcasting, when done the right way, is an absolutely game changer. This is what changed my life. You guys know my story. I was depressed, suicidal, almost at one point, completely broke, run out of money, credit cards canceled, credit destroyed. I had to ask my sister to book me a ticket to come back home to Canada at the start of the pandemic. Tuesday, 25 of February 2020, the start of the pandemic, landing in Toronto International Airport. I had only $200 to my name as a 39-year-old guy. That's not a good place to be, but I never give up. I knew how I can get out. What saved my life, one, understanding the power of questions, listening to that voice, and that voice inspired me to start a podcast and start an academy, then share my story in books, and the rest is history. Now I've been able to bounce back in every way possible, highest level possible because of this, because of implementing what I just taught with you guys. If you guys were to just implement what I taught you for free in this 5 days, you can literally start getting clients on demand, leads on demand, just with that alone. Because I didn't hold anything back. Do you see how that is possible for you guys if you were just to implement what I just taught you?
Yes.
That alone. Now, how would your business and your life change if you were, once you have a system to get leads on demands, and if you were able to consistently close at least one of them a week? How would that change your life and your business? Seriously. Match is laughing. What's on your mind, brother?
I'm only laughing because by the time I was 23, I had taken a very small division of marketing and I created a leads generating machine that in under 2 years, I was doing $1 million a month in business with my division by creating leads. And so
Wow.
that were quality leads that were specific to the market that we were able to go in and people wanted the products. So I'm just laughing because it's like you're right on point, man, with everything that you've said, and I've experienced it firsthand. I've had the success, and I just it's like I'm kind of laughing also because it's like, wow, man, I lost something here, and it's like I'm hearing myself in what you're saying 25 years ago. So thank you. It's beautiful. I appreciate it. And
You're welcome.
my pirate marketing techniques are by the wayside, and I am ready for heartfelt marketing that is point specific and
Exactly.
generate.
You know, absolutely. You know what they say about athletes? Sure, they may get older, but they never lose their touch. Talent still stays the same with them always. Even if you ask, say, Michael Jordan is 60 now, 60 something, he can still dunk, can still shoot. Maybe he doesn't have the body anymore, but he can still shoot. Same thing for any athlete. Look at, I don't know, Roger Federer, he just retired, but he can still play. Or look at I don't know, any athlete, any sport, or any business. Sure, your body may not be able to do it as at the highest intensity as it used to be, but the talent, the knowledge, the skill, they will always be part of you. So Matthew, you didn't lose anything. You still have all those. You just need to maybe add some new tools to your arsenal.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you so much.
Very welcome. So yeah, guys, seriously, I heard you to really take this, don't sleep on it, implement it. Even the free information can really transform your business and your life. Now, you know my story, I already told it. I'm not gonna go over it again. You know, completely from beyond rock bottom to where I am now. All of this because of a podcast. Now you have two options. You can either think, oh, this is cool, but it doesn't apply for me, do nothing, and keep struggling to getting leads, attracting the people that think $100 is too much. Anything over $100 is too much. They're gonna ask you for a payment plan on a $500 offer. Or you can do something and ask yourself one tremendous life-changing question, and that is, how can I get my leads on demand and implement that in my own business, even if you have no audience without spamming? And that is by launching your own profitable podcast and YouTube channel, where you invite your exact ideal listeners, prospects, and clients. Now, if I may, I have a special exclusive invitation from the heart. It's not a pitch. I don't pitch. It's an invitation for you guys to come join my next class of my Profitable Podcast Academy, which kicks off next Monday, June the 10th. And I'm gonna, if with your permission, I'm gonna share with you what this is. It's a 3-week program. It's for busy people. It's not a program like, hey, welcome, here's your videos. You have 200 videos each 2 hours. Nobody has time for that. It's one live coaching on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll keep my classes capped at 7 to 10 students because I want to work with all of you guys on a one-on-one basis, and also because I don't want to be tied to my desk 24/7. I live in a beautiful place. I want to enjoy life. And I'm at a stage that I just want to give back and inspire others. So I keep my classes small, 7 to 10 students, one live coaching a week on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern for Pacific. Sydney time, I believe it's 10 a.m. For the UK people, it's, I think it's 1 o'clock in the morning. But anyways, and then you get one daily video lesson each day from Tuesday to Friday of those 3 weeks. You're looking at 30 to 45 minutes a day. No fluff, straight to the point. The class is small. We have a Facebook group, another Facebook group for the students of the academy and alumni. We have a messenger group. You have questions, post them in the group, post them in the message. If something that's really bugging you, just message me, say, hey, Payment, can we get on a quick Zoom call? I don't understand this. I'd be happy to do so. And I'm able to do so because I keep my classes small. If I had 50 students, I wouldn't be able to do that. But with 7 to 10 students, I'm able to do that because my goal is to make you guys succeed. I'm a collector of success stories. I have 100% success rate. I want to keep that. I want to work with you guys until you succeed. From the moment I wake up until the moment I pass out at night, literally, you guys are my #1 priority. So unparalleled support. I'm here for you the whole way. And of course, you get a glimpse of the experts I brought in. I'm going to bring those experts back and other experts, and they're going to go way deeper inside the academy for the students on what their zone of genius is. So that's my invitation for you guys. This is my offer. Again, straight to the point, no fluff, no pitching. If you go on my website, getclientspodcasting.com, is $3,000. But for the attendees of this challenge, I'll give you a very special deal. I'll give you $1,000 scholarship. So your investment is only $2,000. So again, no fluff, straight to the point. It's not a pitch, it's an invitation. And I would be honored to take our relationship to the next level and for you guys to really implement all of that we just learned at a much deeper level. 3 weeks to launch your podcast. And once your podcast is launched, within 30 days of launch, you will be able to get leads on demand. And then it's going to be you should be able to get clients from your podcast. If you do 1 podcast a week, 1 client a month, if you do 1 podcast a day, Monday to Friday, and you follow what I'm teaching you, if your offer is on point and you bring in the right people, you invite the right guest, then you should be able to get 1 client a week. This is how transformational this is. Yes, Matthew.
So my question is in regards to the actual, my dad was a drill sergeant, so it's ready, fire, aim for me. Is this something that I would be able to just go in and you've got a link, I press the link, I purchase whatever the system is to be able to use the podcasting over the internet. The referrals are there, not referrals, but the tools are there to just kind of like click, copy, paste, purchase?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. You do it at your pace. The program is 3 weeks. I will release one each day of those weeks, the content. I've had people that took 3 months to do it. I've got people that did it in 2 weeks. If you want to do it faster, you let me know. I'll send you the information ahead of time. If you can do it faster, if you want to go all in and go faster, that's up to you. And once you're a member for life. You can pop in at any of the future classes, either to say hi or get a refresher, because as time goes on, as my knowledge increases, I add more content, and you have access to all of that at no extra cost. Unlike other programs, if you want to update, it's an extra $1,000 or whatever. For me, no. You're a member for life. You're an alumni. You get access to all of the calls for as long as God blesses me to be here. And even if I'm
All right.
when I'm gone, I will assign someone. Maybe I'll assign you, Mike, Matthew, to take over and run the show for me.
Well, I can see you living a very, very long time, my friend.
All of us, you too.
Amen.
Seriously. Thank you. All of us. So this is, let me let me share with you guys the link, and I will share two links with you guys. One, the link to book a call with me this week to brainstorm and see how we can implement this for your business. And one, if you're ready to rock and roll, I'll send you the link to register right here. Okay, where is my Zoom? This is my Calendly. Book a call with me, and this is the link. Where is it? Dashboard. Is this it? No, this thing is this one. Yeah, that's it. Okay, and this is the order page. So any questions, guys?
Not I, said the fly. Look forward to booking a call and seeing you in future classes. Thank you so much for all of your time and wisdom, and I appreciate everything that you've said. It's really been inspiring.
Pleasure on mine, brother. Looking forward to our call. Thank you for making the time. Thank you, all of you guys, for your trust to be spending your evenings, your mornings, whatever time it was for you, with me in this last 5-6 days. Thank you. That's the greatest gift you can give me. Your time and your trust are the most beautiful gifts you can give me. So thank you for that. Looking forward to helping you, inspiring you. I hope at the very least, this has opened your mind, your eyes to the life-changing potential of podcasting when done the right way. It completely changed my life. As you guys know my story, beyond the financials, killed my shyness, allowed me to finally be the person I was meant to be, so I can inspire others. Yes, we all need to make money, but let's do so in a way that's meaningful, impactful, and purposeful. So when you do business with someone, they're not just a client, but we become friends. I get on calls with my students, my clients, not to talk about business, but say, how is your mother? How's your father? How's your family? Just like you would a normal friend. Now I'm blessed to have friends from around the world. This for me is much more valuable than any financial gain. Sure, the money is important, but there's other things that are much more powerful. For me, the friendships I build in the process and the transformation I help you guys achieve in your lives and your business, those to me are the two greatest rewards of business. The money is icing on the cake. It's not the cake. That's a change I made, the switch I made since I had my awakening. Before I was all about money, 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 me. But then I realized I was going nowhere. It wasn't fulfilling. But this is really fulfilling. Helping you guys grow, helping you guys spread your wings. It's not about age. It's about realizing, identifying your gifts and saying yes, embracing them and sharing them. I have students who are in their 20s. I had students that are in the 70s. So again, it's not about that. It's about being ready to identify and embrace your gifts and sharing them. So you guys all have been blessed with beautiful, powerful, wonderful gifts. Go out, share them, inspire others. Let's all build a better world together. That's my message for you guys. I will post the replay inside the Facebook group later today. As soon as I get a breather. Today I have back calls nonstop until 6 o'clock. Now it's 8 o'clock. So thank you. But I love what I'm doing. Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
right.
Heyman.
Book a time. If any of you guys are ready to rock and roll, yes, let me know any question. I'm here for you. I would be honored to have you with me on Monday for the June class. See you
Alright.
We'll
guys.
be talking in just over 3 hours from now. So see you
Absolutely.
soon.
Book a time, all of you. Melinda, Matthew, Geraldine, Natascha. I know Carrie and Sue. We have a call today. Is it today, Sue? Or is it
Thursday.
okay? I'm very much looking forward to it. So guys, let's connect and reach out to other people inside the, not only inside this container, but also inside the bigger under 20 people group inside the group. All right, guys, let's all do the heart sign. I'm gonna take a picture. 1 second. Should I take a picture or a screenshot? Let me take a picture.
Do a
Okay.
screenshot. It's better than the camera.
Yes. There you go. Thank you so much, guys. Love you all from the bottom of my heart, my soul. You guys have been amazing. You guys are all beautiful gifts in my life. And I can't wait to help you guys shine brighter than you're currently shining. Let me see, Geraldine. Oh, yes. Did you book it up? Okay, 7 p.m. Oh, in 40 minutes today. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything back from you.
No, because this morning I had forget about it. I'll tell you after. I'm supposed to have a call now, but yes, in 40 minutes I'll talk to you. Take care.
Thank you again,
God
Payman,
bless.
and I'll be in touch probably next week because I have a whole list of how to create my program.
All right.
And I want to
Awesome.
have that thought through before I get in contact.
Awesome. Beautiful. Melinda, you booked 2 calls already with people in the group. Do you have a Calendly?
No, I booked stuff on Calendly before, but I don't know if I set up a Calendly account or not.
Link your Calendly as a free and paid. I still have the free. You don't need the paid. Link it to your Gmail or whatever email you use, and it automatically sends you reminders and all that. Not only
Okay.
to you, but also to the other person. All right.
All right. Okay.
See you. Looking
Thank
forward to
you.
talking to you, Melinda, and in a few minutes with you, Geraldine. Take care, my friend. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.